I wanted to answer a quick question about automated emails. So the systems that the real estate use to run different things within their agency, it might be say maintenance or lease renewals and stuff like that. There's a few different systems that have apps attached to it that run the tenancy applications. That's why there's like 4 or 5 different apps out there, different ways that you can apply one form, all of that sort of stuff. They are linked to an operating system that the real estate uses. So when you fill out your application, it goes straight through to the real estate and pops up and they're done. This is why they like doing it that way, because otherwise you end up with a ream full of paper and you're having to scan everything into the system to process it. So that's why there's different apps that they use. So those systems also have automations in there. So what can happen is, say you've processed applications and those applications are being sent to the owner for consideration, you can send them to the owner from that system. And when that happens, it emails out to everybody else. If they've set it up this way, it'll email out to everybody else to say, hey, applications are with the owners, we'll get back to you soon. When the owner then chooses a tenant to put into the property, what happens then is they might click on that tenant and choose approved waiting payment. So what that does is that sends out an email to the person that's being accepted going, congratulations, you've been accepted. And then depending on how you set these automations up within the agency, usually they will wait until they have either the first 2 weeks rent or the bond paid before they will let everybody else know that that they're unsuccessful. And the reason they do that is because sometimes people get approved for more than one property. If I say to you, congratulations, you've been approved, and you go, that's great, and then, in 5 minutes you get another call from another agency saying they've been approved, we can only take one. So if I send out to everybody and I say, oh, we've got a tenant, thank you anyway, and get rid of all of those applications, then when that person declines the property, I've got to go through the whole process again. So if I wait until the first 2 weeks rent or some money has been held on the property, then I would let everybody else know that they've been unsuccessful with the click of a button, which is why they're generic, why they're automated. They're never going to give you any other information other than what the system has in there to send out. So if you need more information or you want to know something, you're going to have to contact the agency and find out, because that's all automated. So that's why it's all run the way it is, because so the system that we use, so we use 2Apply in our agency. So 2Apply ran our open homes, our tenancy applications, our maintenance within the agency. What else did we use it for? There's a whole raft of things that you can use it for. So because we were using it for all of our property maintenance and stuff like that, then the app that comes with that system is 2Apply. So they're never going to change to another one unless they're changing the internal operating system. That's why the emails are generic, because they're automated. So contact with the agency is key. So try and get and chat to your property manager. Find out more information. Find out why you were unsuccessful. Find out if you were shortlisted. Did you even go to the owner for consideration? Because only 2 or 3 normally do. So you think about it. If there's 50 applications, 100 applications, the top 2 or 3 are going, you've got to find out where you sit in that. Ask the questions.